everyone, my name is Layla. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm coming at you with my very first KOREATHON. I just made this up for myself, and basically what I'll be doing is for the next couple days reading a book that is set in a certain country, preferably written by an author who identifies as Korean, because right now I am doing the KOREAthon and I'm super excited about it, and I'll get into the little boxes that I want to check off while doing this. So first I'm going to read a book set there, like I just said. Then I'm going to research the country and its culture, because I really want to dive into learning more about South Korea and learning more about the culture and how to show respect and things like that. And I will do a little bit of language learning. I know next to no Korean. I can read it, but I'm nowhere near fluent. Like, the only things I know how to say is like 안녕하세요, and I can say like I'm American, like 저는 미국 사람입니다, and I'm pretty sure my pronunciation is not great, so I'm gonna work on a little bit of that. And I'm going to watch a TV show set in that country, and this is actually why I put this whole KOREAthon together in the first place, because I was thinking the other day and I was like, I'm gonna rewatch my favorite K-drama, which is the K2. You can find it on Netflix. It is amazing. It has action, it has drama, it has romance. It's like great. And so I was like, why not make a whole thing out of it? So yes, I will be watching the K2 for that. And as far as my last one, that would be to listen to music that is in that language, which I will have no problem with, because I do listen to music that is in Korean. Like, I listen to the K2 soundtrack, the Descendants of the Sun soundtrack, and some other stuff that I just so happen to find. So I'm gonna enjoy the next few days of just getting to know this country a little more. Oh, and I forgot, I will also be cooking food from that country. I'm not gonna cook a lot of different foods from that country because I don't really like cooking, but I will cook some food that is from Korea. So yes, I am super excited about this, and I'm ready to get into it, so you can just come along with me for the ride. But first, before I do anything, I'm gonna take a nap, so I'll see you guys when I wake up. Heyo, I went to bed at 6:30 p.m. for my nap. It is 11 o'clock at night and I'm just not waking up, but we're just gonna have to do whatever. I am in no mood for cooking, so what I'm gonna do is make some bean pasties. They're not actually called bean pasties, but they're like red bean buns with bean paste in the middle, so I call them bean pasties. In Korean, it's danbat hobang. Feel free to leave tips for like pronunciation or anything like that. But yeah, that's what it says right here, danbat hobang. And I'm going to microwave some, because these are microwavable. So perfect for my laziness. And I'll probably have some other snack with that, but I just wanted to show you the Korean food that I'm going to be eating. And I'm going to watch Mel Reads' newest video while I eat. And I will also do some research on Korea while I do all of that. I'm used to doing a lot of things at once because good old ADD. But yes, I'm excited.
Massive shout out to the sponsor of today's video, which is Disney Book Group, in celebration of the newest release of the
Hello. So I've done some research. I watched the Mel Reads video. I did very basic research, and I'm going to tell you some of what I learned. Like, if you don't want to learn something in this video, this is not going to be the video for you. But anyways, so the capital city is Seoul and the government is a republic. I think that's something that like most people know if they know anything about South Korea. The country is 750 miles long. The population is over 51 million. The money is won. Another thing that I think a lot of people know, like you could just get that from watching K-dramas. The major mountain ranges are Taebaek Mountains and the Sobaek Mountains. The major rivers are Han, Kum, and Naktom. And South Korea has a lot of mountains, but they're like smaller compared to the rest of the mountains in the world. And there are 1,294 citizens for every square mile. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so populated. And then has 21 national parks. and it has one of the strongest economies in Eastern Asia. As far as religions, you have 19.7% of people that identify as Protestant, 15.5% identify as Buddhist, 7.9% identify as Catholic, and 56.9% have no religion. And the obesity rate is only 4.7%, which I found really interesting. It makes me want to do more research on like the nutrition and the health values there, because like obesity is a big problem in America, and that like, yeah, causes a lot of health problems. But yeah, so that makes me want to do more research on like specifically that. I don't know if I'll get into all that in this video, but anyways, my interest has been piqued. And the residency requirement for naturalization, if any of y'all are interested, is 5 years. And that is what I've learned so far. I will do more research as I go on, which is why I didn't do like a whole bunch of research this time. But like, I'm super excited about what I've learned so far. And I'll probably do a little bit of language learning on my phone before I go to sleep. And, oh, I forgot to tell you, I did start Wicked Fox before my nap, and basically I can't tell you what it's about so far, because all I know is that there's a nine-tailed fox. I believe it's called a gumiho, and yeah, so, and that's just bringing like back Teen Wolf for me. Like if you watch Teen Wolf, the season with the kitsune, I forgot her name, but I think it started with a K or something like that, but that's just making me think of that. And so far, I believe that she has to like feed on people's energy in order to survive, and she only does that with the power of the moon. Otherwise, I think she goes a little crazy. I think that's why she only wants to do it with the power of the moon, so she doesn't do too much. And I don't think she likes being the way she is, because she feels like a monster. And the male character has just been introduced. I am like in the beginning of chapter 2, so I'm not super far because I was tired, but he sounds like a flirt because like anytime he gets in trouble, he's like, aw, like, you know, like with his teachers or anything like that. And honestly, I just think it's hilarious, and I like that so far, and I can see how he would be like a nice love interest. So I'm excited about the romance. I do wish that I wasn't listening to the audiobook. If you want to know why I'm listening to the audiobook, it is because I do not have the book. It is not included with Kindle Unlimited, and I don't want to spend any more money. So, but I did have an Audible credit, so that is how I was able to start the book. And I really wanted to read a book that was set in Korea, all of that stuff. And I've heard a lot of people say that this was a really good book, so I wanted to try it. I would rather read it like physically or in an ebook, but it is what it is. So far, it is interesting. I'm just having a little bit of a hard time, like really like getting into that. It could have been because I was tired, but I have hope for this book. And yeah, I will do a little bit of language learning, and I will check back in with you tomorrow. Oh, okay, I forgot to tell you that I am actually reading another book. I am reading the ebook, The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. This has nothing to do with the KOREATHon, but I'm just letting you know, like, that Wicked Fox isn't the only thing that I'm reading. I'm also reading The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. I'm really liking it so far. It's exactly what I needed, because I had like a darker read last time, and I was like, oh, I don't like that. So I think that The Wall of Winnipeg and Me is just what I needed. I'm not going to go into too much detail because you'll probably see it in a vlog after this, and I really just want to focus on the KOREAthon in this video. But just know that if it seems as though I'm not doing like a whole lot of reading, I'm doing a little more reading. And also, I will restart the K2 tonight.
I don't have any music that's not copyright. Yeah.
Hello again. So this morning, as you saw, I ate some Life Cuisine Korean barbecue beef bowl, which I just heated up in the microwave. And now I'm actually about to cook something. And I'm going to cook some veggie pot stickers. In Korean, it says yache konmandu. So, yeah, I'm gonna cook some of these. I really like them. I'm not a vegetarian, but these are vegetarian. They have tofu in them, and yes, so it's a way to get me to eat more vegetables. I just got back from the gym from my workout, and I did some language learning earlier today. Went over things like namja, which is man, yoja, which is woman. And knocking my dishes over. But yeah, I haven't done any more reading of Wicked Fox. Usually I would do that while I'm at the gym. I would like listen to an audiobook, but I lost my headphones. I'm pretty sure they're at my mom's house, but I cannot say for sure. And yeah, I don't want to spend any more money on headphones because I'm saving. So yeah, that is why I haven't done any more reading of Wicked Fox so far, but I definitely will. And today I want to research how to show respect in South Korea, because I think it's very important if you're ever visiting a foreign country, or if you're not just very familiar with the culture of different places. It's very important to show respect for the land that you're in and the people that inhabit it wherever you go. So I really do want to learn how to show respect. So that is what I will be researching, but I do have a decent amount of homework to do, so I don't know when I'm gonna get around to all of these things, but just know I will.
From a vase, the creature hunched, cradling.
Hey. So I am 2 hours into Wicked Fox. As of right now, I'm only 2 hours in because I was doing homework for a lot of the day. Liam clearly has a lot to say about this, but yeah, I'm not loving it for right now. I think it's just like because it's the beginning of the book. Like, I still think the premise is really interesting, and I'm excited about the romance. I've heard good things about it. So yeah, I'm still like excited about the book, but yes, and I am on episode 2 of the K2. I haven't had a lot of time to watch the K2 because when it comes to watching shows in another language, you have to like sit down and actually like pay attention to the subtitles and all that stuff. And I usually do other things at once, but yeah, still loving the K2. I did not get to my respect research as of yet because, like I said, homework, but I will do that. And I think that's all of the updates I have. Oh, listening to Korean music. I need to do that soon, and trust me, it will happen because I love Korean music. As far as respect and customs, I've learned a few things. So first, bowing as a sign of respect wasn't new to me, but the deeper the bow, the more respect. 15 degrees is most informal. I'm getting the gist that you probably shouldn't use it like too often, like maybe for like really informal peers or something like that. The 45-degree bow is the most commonly used, so I think that that might be your safest bet, or my safest bet if I ever were to visit. And the 90-degree bow is the highest form of respect, and I learned that if you're bowing to more than one person at a time, go in order of the hierarchy. So the example that I read from the source that I'm using, it says, don't give your vice principal a 90-degree bow, and then your principal a 40-degree bow, which I guess makes sense. And then also it says, as far as like gift giving, like housewarming gifts and stuff like that, the only time you're duty bound to give someone a gift like that is if you're visiting a Korean's home for the very first time. Then you would be expected to bring a gift. I also did not know that it is not allowed to receive gifts from students. Like, as far as teaching goes, it's not allowed. which I guess makes sense if you're thinking about like bribes and all that stuff. That's not a thing here in America. Like I give my teachers gifts, but yes, I can see how that would make sense. And so far, that is all I've learned. I am being picky with where I'm getting my information from, so I don't have a lot to go off of because there are like a lot of websites that say this stuff. But I'm being picky with my sources because I don't want to give any misinformation. So yes, that is all that I've learned so far. And I have finished Wicked Fox as of right now, and I will get more into it later when I'm not laying down. I've learned so much so far, and I'm really excited about it. But now I'm going to get into like the music listening and watching some more of the K-drama, and to wrap up the vlog, I will probably tell you more about my experience with reading Wicked Fox.
How can I love you? 아이고, 얼굴들이 왜 그래? 아침부터 깨진 거야?
Hello everyone, I am officially here to wrap up this reading vlog, and I have had a lot of fun with it. I feel as though I've learned a lot, and I'm definitely intrigued and want to learn a lot more. And now I'm going to talk about Wicked Fox. So basically, at first I really wasn't feeling it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to say anything because I wanted to like keep my hopes up, so that's why I didn't really say anything. But I wasn't really feeling it for like the first hour or two of the audiobook. And then I was like, well, maybe it's because I have it at, it's like near its regular pace. So I sped it up. And then like as I got further along into the story, I was like, okay, it's better. Because at first I was like, this might be a 2-star read. Ooh, don't want a 2-star read for my KOREAthon. And so then like it got a little better. And so now it's a 3-star. It's just a 3-star. So it was good, but it wasn't great. But I'm glad that I didn't have to give it anything below a 3-star. Basically, Wicked Fox is about a girl who is a 9-tailed fox, also known as Gumiho, and she encounters a boy when on her feeding night, which I'm not going to give spoilers about how that goes about, but she encounters a boy on her feeding night and loses something that is very important to her as a Gumiho, and she kind of has to have the help of like other people, and then she's getting closer to the boy while trying to figure this out. And then her mother is a big part of the story. She has a very strict mother. Her mother does not like humans, like wants nothing to do with them besides what they absolutely need out of humans, and like doesn't trust anybody. And the girl also doesn't trust anybody. The boy is, I want to say he's a little better. Like he doesn't trust people a lot, but he's like more open to people than she is. If you like the kind of soft boy trope, I think that could be said for this one. Like he's not like a wuss, but he is like, he's cute. He's adorable with like how they handle each other. I do like the romance. And the world building, I feel as though it wasn't overpowering, which I am glad for, because I feel sometimes with fantasy, like I get bored with a whole bunch of world building. I'm like, let's get to it. But it wasn't overwhelming in this book. I just didn't personally feel a huge wow factor from the story or anything that was happening. Like even the like twist at the end, I was like, all right. But that's why I only gave it a 3-star. But the story itself is good. And I told my sister, I was like, I recommend this book to my sister because I could see my sister giving it like a 4 or a 5-star book. Which again, it just depends on who you are, whether or not you really like things. But if I can get her to read it, then I will let you know what she thinks. But yes, this was a 3-star read for me. 5-star of rewatching my freaking favorite K-drama and re-listening to some of my favorite Korean songs. And if you're wondering what app I use for Korean language learning, I use Lingodeer. I highly recommend it. I like it. And yes, so I am really happy with the way that everything went, and I did everything that I wanted to do. I listened to Korean music, I watched a K-drama, I did some Korean language learning. I did some research on like Korean culture, and there was something else. Oh, cooking. Yes, I cooked some Korean food, and so I am very glad that I got to like kind of dive into this culture that is not my own and just learn more about it. And I hope that I will get to do this with more countries in the future. I will probably maybe not be able to do another country too soon because I don't think I have another country's book. I don't think I do. But whenever I get the money for another book or another Audible credit, then I will do another country. Feel free to leave recommendations for whatever country I should do next down below. And thank you so much for coming along this ride with me. I really enjoyed it, and I upload videos every single Monday. Down below I will have my Amazon wish list, Barnes & Noble wish list, my Instagram, and the links to a few donations that you can make to give others the gift of happiness. I am in no way affiliated with any of these places that help the people to give the gift of reading. I just found them and I'm like, oh, anything helps. Like literally anything helps. Like if you have $1, like why not? But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.